Ideology. Lebensraum was Hitler's concept by which he justified his plans to take over territory in the east of Germany. He did not merely want to expand territory, but he also wanted to expand the territory of the Reich. This would involve a war of conquest to secure Germany's Lebensraum in the east, which objectified his belief in the necessity of struggle. This would provide its people with the food and raw materials needed to sustain it as a great power. Strengthening Germany. As a nationalist, Hitler had three aims: to reverse the humiliation of the Treaty of Versailles, which he described as an instrument of unlimited blackmail and shameful humiliation, and wanted to restore to Germany the lands taken away from it; to establish a Greater German Reich, in which all German speakers would live within the borders of the state; to secure for Germany its Lebensraum. Führer. The Nazis believed that democracy should be destroyed and replaced with a dictatorship, a one-party state run on the basis of Führerprinzip. This was the basis on which the Nazi Party had been run since 1925. Within the party, Hitler had supreme control over policy and strategy, and party members were subordinated to Hitler's will. Social Darwinism. Hitler advocated a state based on a racial community. Only Aryans could be citizens of the state, and all others were to be denied the right of citizenship and its benefits. Within the citizens, there would be no social classes, and all Germans would have equal chances to find their own level in society. All would work together for the good of a German nation, thereby demonstrating their commitment to common German values. Autarky. This was Hitler's ideology that wanted Germany to cease trade with the outside world and rely entirely on its own resources. It also relied on the Lebensraum producing enough resources for Germany to rely on. Anti-communism and anti-Semitism. Hitler saw the Jews responsible for all of Germany's ills, such as capitalism, the growth of communism, Germany's defeat in World War I, and the Treaty of Versailles. Hitler also tightly linked them to the failings of the Weimar democracy and regarded communism as Jewish creed that had undermined the social and political cohesion of Germany. The Nazi policy was first put forward in their 25-point programme of 1920, which would later develop in Mein Kampf, Hitler's book. Socialists, e.g., farmers should be given their land, pensions should improve, and public industries such as electricity and water should be owned by the state. Nationalists. All German-speaking people should be united in one country. The Treaty of Versailles should be abolished, and there should be special laws for foreigners. Racists. Jews should not be German citizens, and immigration should be stopped. Fascists. A strong central government and control of the newspapers. They were supported by nationalists and racists, as they were the only groups whose policies were as extreme as the Nazis, and they promised to restore Germany to glory after the failings of the Weimar democracy and the Treaty of Versailles. Socialists supported them because they promised that farmers would be given their land, pensions would improve, and public industries such as electricity and water would be owned by the state. They appealed to the middle class because they promised protection from the communism and the restoration of law and order. The upper middle class supported them because the Nazis promised reprisal for the Treaty of Versailles and the creation of a strong government. Women supported them due to the emphasis they placed on the family and morals, and ordinary countryside people voted for them due to an increase in the price of agricultural products. They weren't supported by working men, who tended to vote SPD or communist, but still did attract voters from this social strand. The Nazi Party was founded as the German Workers' Party in 1919. 1920, they changed their name to the National Socialist German Workers' Party. Under Hitler, the Nazi Party grew steadily in its home base of Bavaria. It organised strong-arm groups to protect its rallies and meetings, led by the SA. Hitler outs the party's former leaders on the 28th of July 1921. In 1923, Hitler and his followers felt strong enough to stage the Beer Hall Putsch, an unsuccessful attempt to take control of the Bavarian state government in the hope that it would trigger a nationwide insurrection against the Weimar Republic. The coup failed, and the Nazi Party was temporarily banned, and Hitler was sent to prison for most of 1924. Upon his release, Hitler quickly set about rebuilding this party, vowing to achieve power only through legal political means thereafter. He rearranged the structure of the party into two tiers, the general membership and the leadership corps. From 1924 to 1929, the Nazis gained more power and confidence in Germany, reaching a membership of 180,000. It was the effects of the Great Depression in Germany that brought the Nazi Party to its first real nationwide importance. The rapid rise in unemployment in 1920 to 1930 provided millions of jobless and dissatisfied voters whom the Nazi Party exploited to its advantage. Nazi opinions on democracy and the Weimar Republic. Hitler viewed democracy as weak, ineffective, and alien to Germany's tradition of strong authoritarian government. The Weimar democracy was regarded by the Nazis as being based on betrayal, in which the November criminals had stabbed Germany in the back. As such, it should be destroyed. Hitler believed that democracy was the preliminary stage of communism. The Weimar democracy's inability to provide economic relief for the German people during the Great Depression further enhanced its image as an ineffective system of government. One works best when alone. Adolf Hitler.